Yellow sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's a regular board meeting for the Lammersville Unified School District Board of Education. Tonight is, what night is it? September 18th, 2019. I call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. I know we have a lot of folks in here. We're going to have to squish. If we can keep that door clear, please, for the fire code. I appreciate that. Also, I'll apologize in advance for my voice. Believe it or not, we have allergies out here, so everyone, please at this time, if you would silence your cell phones, note that this meeting is being live streamed and recorded. There are blue cards in the back. If anyone would like to speak during public comment, please submit a card up here at the front. This time I'll call Principal Gonzalez from Wickland Elementary School, who's going to introduce his crew here, who's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, Board President Balzerini, trustees, Dr. Nicholas, and members of the community. I'm pleased to announce 3 scholars from Wickland who are on our leadership team and our ASB who are going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We have here Paul Meyer, Amy Trin, and Ashley Varghese.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And now we'll have a presentation from these students.
Good evening. I'm Ashley Varghese, ASB Secretary.
I'm Paul Meyer, ASB Publicity Director.
I'm Amy Trin, ASB Vice President. Today we will be presenting ASB leadership from Wickland Elementary School.
ASB leadership is an activity where students participate in events for the entire year. Most of the leadership students are ASB members. Students in the leadership class present character count slideshow presentations. We meet 4 days a week as an elective.
Wickland Elementary's ASB is made up of student leaders. These student leaders help set positive examples for peers and students of the school. We generally have meetings twice a month on Wednesdays, and students who are in 5th through 8th grade are eligible to join ASB.
Leadership and ASB present character traits for the month at our assemblies. There are skits, video presentations, slides that are presented, and games which represent the character count traits for that month. The assemblies happen once every other week on Thursdays.
Here we have some pictures of our character count monthly assemblies. On the left, we have students watching a video that was created by the leadership members. And on the right, we have the mascot high-fiving students and supporting school spirit.
On the left, we can see students spinning the wow wheel. And on the right, we see our mascot, Willie the Wildcat, with leadership students.
Students earn WOW tickets from staff members for being role models and leaders. Prizes for WOW tickets are given out, which encourage students to be safe, respectful, and responsible at our school. Depending on age, different prizes will be given out at the assembly with the WOW wheel. For an example, primary students can bring stuffed animals to school for a day, and middle school scholars will have a different activity or thing that they can do.
Splashathon. Students prepared a minute to win it game for our Wickland students. They will win prizes for participating or getting a high score in the games. All the supplies for the games were supplied by ASB members, and the money raised will benefit Wickland Elementary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Questions or comments from the board?
Only comment is very nice. I really enjoy seeing students involved in ASB and leadership. I think it's a very worthy endeavor.
Very nice presentation. You guys did a great job.
Great job, guys.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to coming to visit again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is roll call.
Matthew Balzerini.
Here.
Colin Clements.
Here.
Ann Bonilla.
Here.
Sharon Lampel.
Here.
David Pombo.
Here.
Ruxar Mohammed.
Here.
Approval and or corrections to the agenda?
There is one correction. We have a correction to the calendar item on the District English Language and Advisory Committee, DLAC. The meeting is scheduled for September 19th, which is tomorrow, not 9/24 as it was written on the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Student preferential vote?
Aye.
Aye. All in favor?
Second
I'm sorry.
that.
Sharon, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to recognition. Students with perfect CAS scores, Cuesta Elementary School and Mountain House High School. Any staff report?
We would like to invite Assistant Superintendent Heather Sherburne here, who's going to be the hostess of our festivities to celebrate what is an amazing number of kids with perfect scores. So if Assistant Superintendent Sherburne could take her cue from the superintendent and come on up down to the podium, play your role. Take two. Ladies and gentlemen, Assistant Superintendent Heather Sherburne.
Good evening, trustees. Thank you very much for having us here tonight. We have a packed house, as you can see, and for good cause. We have the wonderful problem of having so many students who have really earned a lot of distinction for earning perfect scores on state testing, known as CASP. And we have only half of them here tonight with over 100 students in just this half. Around 35, I think, have perfect scores on both tests. And again, that's just tonight. So it's a really amazing problem. I apologize for the cramped conditions here, trying to get everybody in. We didn't want to spread it out over 4 months worth of trying to get the kids in. So we wanted them to be able to have their celebration. So we have our half, and we're going to start by having all of the students are going to stream in this way. We're going to do something just a little bit different this time. They're going to come around the front, and their principal will call their name. They'll come here, and we'll have them shake your hands. They'll get their certificate and their medal, and then they're going to go out that door over here. And parents will have you meet them outside then. At that point in time, you can take pictures outside with the school principal or together with their friends and those kinds of things. And as they come up, then we're going to all do one clap after the name is read. So we'll say, Sam Smith, and we'll go, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, Sam Smith. There we go, because it's going to take a while to get through 100 kids. All right? So if we'll do that, I would first like to ask Principal Sharp to come on in, and we're going to start with our Cuesta students. So parents, if you're by the door, if there's any room at all that you can squish over this way a little and allow our students to come in through this door, and they're going to file down past the TV. They're going to come this way, right? Yeah. All right, so it is my great pleasure to present Principal Sharp from Cuesta Elementary. She'll be reading the names, and when she reads the names again, we'll do the one clap. Boys and girls, congratulations. I want to tell you the directions. So you're going to, when you hear your name, you'll come right here. You'll get your certificate. You're going to walk over here and get your medal. You'll get your medal, and then you'll shake hands down this line. And we'll have you exit out the door over here where Director Saylor is. Your parents will meet you outside in the parking lot. All right? I'll do the paper awards then. Come on up, Heather.
And you want me to start?
Yeah, so you're gonna do just this first. Oh, you have.
Am I announcing straight off of the certificate?
Yes, right off the certificate, and they're gonna do one clap.
Okay. Do I need to announce starting with ELA and all that business?
Yes.
Okay, starting with ELA, we have Sejal Ganate, Ravadeep Gill, Ovia Jayakumar, Tvisha Pandey, Syed Muhammad. In math, we have Abby Boga, Anish Buragata, Abby's not here. She's not here. Hasini Chintlapati, Sam Quisan, Arav Kumar, Saketh Makaraju, Shanmukh Meka, Raya Mohammed, Alexandria Murphy, Ayan Naha, Chris Pamachetti, Arnav Pati, Raiden Kiambo, Riyansh Raghavanshi, Shreya Ramaneni, Aryan Singh Rawat, Akshat Segal, Grishma Thokita, Madison Van Dyke.
Give us a minute. We have to organize 2 medals.
Okay.
You have 2 awards.
Okay.
They're gonna get both. They're gonna get 1 of each.
Are you ready for me?
Okay.
Salmaya Ali.
So these students.
Oh, I'm
received
sorry.
it in. Go ahead.
These students are receiving their award in both English language arts and math.
Congratulations.
Samaya Ali, Vincent Sendanya. Oh, Vincent. Sumika Chaturi, Elijah Cruz, Abby Nair, Hamsika Natala, Arav Patel, Aditya Subramanian,
All right. So congratulations to all of our Cuesta families. All right. We have a little more space if Cuesta families want to. There's a few more seats over here in the front if you'd like. A few more seats right over here. Come on in. A few more seats right over here. There's a few more seats right over here. Right over here. We have the awards. You're going to read right off of the awards. You don't need that now.
I do,
Okay.
because I have them numbered.
You have them numbered.
Yes, and I can tell you which ones are not
Okay.
as we go.
Well, then I'll do it. I'll hand them this
Okay.
way then.
You're going to hand them as they come by?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I think you already know the double clap, right? Okay, here we go.
clap.
That's a one clap.
So one clap.
Oh, boo. That's not the high school way. Okay, here we go.
So, boys and girls, or ladies and gentlemen, when you come in, you're going to come this way around. You'll grab your award. You'll grab your medal. You'll shake the hands, and you're going to head back out that door over here where Director Saylor is, and you'll meet your family out in the parking lot. Okay?
All right, here we go. Yusuf Al-Ramahi. Cassandra Burgos. Caleb Busatil. Zainab Butt. Delane Garner. Alina Hawk. Mark Horn. Ivan Kwok. Addison Maxata. Karina Navarro. Meghana Padala. Manav Patel. Michael Patton. Ava Perry. Divya Raj. Say your first name for me again. Soumya Shapalayar. Divish Shukla. Julian Santa Cruz. Aisha Umar Malik. Aiden Webb. Ja'Cory Yarrington. Zaki Ahmed. Oh, sorry, this is starting with the math.
Oh, hang on then.
That
We
was
gotta
English.
shift.
English, everybody, big hand for English. And now for math. Zaki Ahmed. Emir Baluyat. Naz Bengali. Pavana Pranga Bathula. Trinya Bokam. Divjot Gill. Megan Jang. Shreyan Juvati. It's a skip. Tharuka Kodishiwaku. Varshan Kumar. Sumeda Kunduthi. Bernice Lazada. Nikita Madarmitla. Kirthan Murthy. Mahit Namburu. Yash Nadu. Okay. Om Pandarthapande. Ramin Rauf. Arjun Ravindran. Abdurman Raza. Krishna Tagdiwala. Suraj Tej. Tassini Takar. Dakshesh Dangval. Sujit Tunagutla. And Kamal Vij. That's it for our math students. Big hand. The remaining students are students who have a perfect score in both math and English language arts. They gotta get themselves together. Ready? Ryan Alex. Gershon Brar. Surish Deshpande. Sangini Gatati. Pakrit Gol. Aditya Gundapalli. Ignatius Hahn. Mahima Johnson. Sophia Kwak. Pari Sharma. Emmanuel Victor. Saiharshita Yarella. And that's our students with both.
I was literally just thinking that.
You're welcome.
Came out a little bit too much.
I hate to be like that, but I'm like that.
Yes, I did.
People's hands to shake.
Yep. It's not bad.
Can you imagine the presidential?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hands to shake. What? This was not on before.
Yeah. This is great.
We're done.
Okay.
Okay, what is going on? Caps lock on? No. It was working before.
Wednesday's already passed. Friday.
Okay, moving right along. Committee reports, item A, District Advisory Committee, Trustee Lempel.
We have not had a meeting. The next meeting is November 14th.
Thank you. Item B, District English Language Advisory Committee, Trustee Goodrich. I'm sorry, Trustee Bonilla.
That's okay. The next meeting is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at the Lammersville Multipurpose Room.
Thank you. Item C, Education Committee, Trustee Pombo.
The next meeting is, I'm not sure when, in November, I believe. I was trying to find it. I was not prepared. I apologize.
No problem. Item D, Facilities Committee, Trustee Clemens.
Our first meeting of the year will be September 26th at 6:30 here in the boardroom.
Thank you. Item E, Policy Committee, Trustee Bonilla.
So we just have a new packet of policies to review, and we're going to be voting on some policies today. The next batch should be reviewed by October 17th.
Thank you. Item F, safety. We had our meeting today, very well attended. We had a presentation from the developer talking about safety for crosswalks with the new area on the other side of Byron. We have 2 schools over there. We also did a tabletop exercise that we will be debriefing at our next meeting. Item G, wellness. Trustee Pombo.
Nothing to report.
Okay, governing board reports. Madam Student Trustee.
So we had our annual Powder Puff game on September 6th where the juniors won the game. And there's also been many other sports that have started their season. So tennis, golf, and water polo have started their games, both home and away. And they have won many games as well. And leadership is currently planning homecoming, which is next week. And it's been quite busy because of that. And also the academics committee has started to plan the annual college and career fair, which will be in March, and also preparing for Red Ribbon Week, which is next month.
Very good. Thank you very much. Trustee Benia.
So I had the pleasure of visiting Hanson School last week and having a tour with Principal Pacheco, and it was quite an amazing school. I was just amazed by the dedication of the students. They were all on task. They were hard at work, and the teachers were very well prepared. I also got to visit our coordinators because they were still housed there, so that was nice. And part of the reason for my visit was at the last board meeting, we had talked about possibly entertaining the idea of a 2-story building, and I really wanted to see what it looked like once the students were all in there. It seems like it's working fantastic, and you know, I wouldn't mind if we copied those plans again. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Clements.
In keeping with my decision to focus on my further education on equity and special education, I'm going to be attending the Social Justice and Educational Equity Leadership Summit sponsored by the SJCOE on October 9th. And I've scheduled my next meeting with Dr. Saylor to further my education on special education for October 9th as well.
Very good. I'm excited to hear about the program at the county. Thank you. Trustee Pombo.
Earlier today, I attended my first safety committee meeting. It was, as mentioned earlier, it was very well attended, and I enjoyed talking district safety with the committee. And I, along with Trustee Balzerini, attended the first meeting of the county CSBA committee. It was also very well attended with representatives from most school boards in the county. I look forward to the revival of this group, and that is my report.
Thank you. Trustee Lampel.
I have nothing to report. I knew you were going to say something.
For my report, I'll keep it brief. I've spent the last month or so on the circuit trying to speak to legislators about the late start bill, SB 328. It went to the floor. It was voted on at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm so disappointed in our legislators to take away local control. The late start bill passed, so it's sitting on the governor's desk waiting for his signature. I encourage everyone here and all the board, please contact the governor and let him know that it will directly affect our district, probably in ways we haven't even thought about yet, but it's removing local control. I find it ironic the governor was on TV blasting the president this morning for taking away a voucher for admissions, saying that you're taking away our local control. I'm like, oh, how does that feel? So I urge you, please contact the governor's office.
You know, the link on the CSBA email did not work.
Oh, really? Okay.
I tried.
Okay. I'll look into that. Make note of that.
I think it was you, Sharon, because I did it and it went right through.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Receiving a public comment? I see none. Moving on to consent items, if my voice will stay with me here. Item A, governing board meeting minutes from the regular meeting on September 4th. Item B, contracts under $50,000. Item C, consider approval of budget revisions and warrant list. Item D, ratification of 2019-2020 hires. Item E, ratification of resignations. Item F, consent item, updated 2019-2020 fundraisers.
I'll move for approval of consent items as presented.
Second.
First by trustee Lempel, second by trustee Clements. Student preferential vote?
Aye.
Aye. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to welcome the following new employees to our Lammersville family. Natalio Adiong, Kelly Bearden, Christace Blaylock, Brittany Ebert, Aurelie Granados, Maria Landa, and Nancy O'Neill Keynes. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. District Administrative reports. Item A, Superintendent's report.
Yeah, I have a couple of brief items. First of all, Director Corona would like to extend an invitation to the board. We will be having AED CPR training on 2 different dates, Tuesday, October 8 from 3:45 to 5:45 here in the district boardroom, and Monday, October 14th from 2:30 to 4:30, again here in the district office boardroom for AED and CPR training. Number 2, I brought this up briefly last board meeting in that we received feedback from the county with concerns of talk of pending recessions, soon to be recession, concerns over recession, and so they provided feedback on our budget, which was adopted by them and approved, but it presses the need for the district to form an economic uncertainty fund, which is a commonplace practice, would be a policy, and then there would be a practice in the district of pooling some money together in the case there were to be a significant economic downturn. In the last downturn, there were many districts that fell into emergency times. Layoffs were abundant. Programs were cut. So their recommendation is to have money put aside to a certain percent that if there were to be an economic downturn, that the district would be able to go to that resource instead of cutting something that's important that we hold dear. So I just wanted to bring that up again to the board. I know that the board's been communicated with the letter from the county.
Thank you. Any questions for the superintendent?
Oh, this matter?
Yeah, I would just like to, it's not a question, it's a comment. I would like to encourage all my fellow board members as well as staff to, if you haven't already, to attend the CPR and AED training. I spent some time with you guys, and I may need it sometime, and I would like somebody trained.
And Mr. President, I have one more item. And I just wanted to extend a thank you from myself personally to the board for supporting my recent trip to the NAS and Access-supported conference in Washington, D.C. It's the National Association for School Superintendents. This district has made a commitment to addressing policy concerns and needs and funding concerns it needs at the state level. This was an opportunity for me to represent our district and community. I got to rub elbows with some interesting folks. Saturday night, the night before the conference started, I got to spend some time with the Deputy Bureau Chief of the Washington Post, and we discussed issues related to health. She was supporting a surgeon who had written a book, but I was able to kind of bend her ear about what we were dealing with and get her thoughts, and it was kind of an interesting conversation. And bureau chiefs at the Washington Post, that's a pretty high position in terms of access to information. Secondarily, I was able to listen to Rod Page, who was a former Secretary of Education under George W. Bush, gave a speech, and I got to speak with him briefly afterwards. Also, I got to sit in a session with an advocacy group for equity and LGBTQ students and policies that support them through the K-12 system. And then I got to do some more advocacy work, which is what my real focus was. So on Monday afternoon, we went to the Department of Education, U.S. Department of Education, and about 50 of us were able to have a one-on-one with the Deputy Secretary of Education, and where we talked about IDEA, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and pressed the point that it's great to have new regulations and reach out and try to take care of kids, but you got to bring some money with it. He was an interesting gentleman from Florida. He was a former, I want to say, Attorney General there. And so he talked a lot, and we would have liked to have a little more opportunity to ask questions, but he did get the point, and he was able to speak back to us that we were asking for money. And then on Monday morning, I had a really interesting opportunity, which was a group of us of about 15 from California went to Senator Kamala Harris's office and were able to speak with staff. Unfortunately, she was on Jimmy Kimmel the night before and wasn't in the office. But we basically hammered the same point in support of special education students, and we broke it down to 4 things. We need more money for little people. We need more money to support our general fund. We need more money for innovations and big ideas, and we need more money for social services. So I wanted to thank the board for that opportunity. It was educational, but it was also an opportunity to have Lammersville sitting in the room with some very interesting people. So thank you very much. That's my report.
Thank you for your advocacy efforts. We greatly appreciate that. Item B, district enrollment report.
And the number is 5916.
We should start a pool for when we hit 6,000.
I think I still owe you $20.
I think so too.
I can't talk, so go ahead with item C.
Mr. Harrison is going to be speaking for Mr. LeGrand, the District Maintenance and Operations Report.
Board President Balzerini, trustees, Dr. Nicholas. I will be giving Jimmy's report tonight. Page, I think it's the longest report he's given. I think he knew I was going to be here, so he decided to make it a full report. His apologies for not being here. He attended the Cordis PDC District Office Warehouse Construction meeting this morning. Cordis, in addition to work going on inside the buildings, contractors are working on the front driveways and parking areas. If you drive over there, you can get a good sense of how the front of the school will be laid out. PDC, they're working on the roof framing, electrical, and plumbing. At the district office, the elevator is finally working. I can attest to that. I rode it today to test it. Weight capacity works. We are putting together the punch list items right now. And the warehouse, the foundation was poured last week, and the building was delivered last week. Construction should start next week. Jimmy attended the PG&E training on Thursday at SJCOE regarding the public safety power shutoffs, or the PSPS. He briefly attended the District Safety Committee meeting this afternoon to brief us on the PG&E information, which I'm going to do now. The length of the shutdowns will vary depending on the weather conditions. PG&E will give the district as much advance warning of the PSPS as possible. They have Jimmy's contact information for those communications. PG&E still needs 24 to 48 hours after the PSPS event has passed to inspect their lines for damage. So in other words, if something happens and it's 3 or 4 days, they'll need a couple of days past that as well to inspect their wires. Lammersville is the only school in the district that would be affected by these power shutoffs. The immediate concern would be the food in the kitchen and the freezer, which would likely need to be relocated. And obviously, safety and security of the school site with fire alarms and at night with burglar alarms. PG&E strongly recommends the school district start planning for PSPS events now, which we have already started talking about those events and getting a plan formulated. The stage curtain company was here last week. They took final measurements and checked for installs at Altamont, Bethany, Hanson, and Cuesta. These are the curtains that the board approved last school year, at the end of the year. The curtains are in fabrication now, and they are expected to be installed in late October. Jimmy walked all of the school sites with Spur last Monday to look at potential energy savings ideas. Spur is a conglomerate of schools that work together with a private company to look at alternative fuels and alternative energy at school sites. It's a large group of districts and schools. He expects to have some options for savings to review with me in the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow we have a vendor coming to replace the bleacher seats at Wickland multipurpose room. The majority of the seat tops were cracked and needed to be replaced. Many thanks to Ryan and his staff for being patient and letting him do it during the school day when the workers were actually there available to do it. He's walking all the sites on Friday with a new pest management company to get ideas on how to improve integrated pest management practices. And on Friday, Thor and Jimmy are meeting with Jimmy and I are meeting with Brightview, to discuss a multitude of grounds issues and watering issues and maintenance issues around the district. If you have any questions, my twin brother Thor would be happy to answer them.
I have one quick question about the PSPS.
Yes.
Are these the power shutoffs that would occur if there was a fire or something in the neighborhood? Okay, just checking.
Yeah, and it could be a distance away, but it still may affect those lines.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
And you said the meeting with Brightview is Friday?
Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Moving on to action items. Item A, consider approval of 2019-20 inter and intra-district transfer requests. Any staff report?
None.
Move to approve 2019-2020 inter and intra-district transfer requests.
Second.
Motion by trustee Clements, second by trustee Benia. Student preferential vote?
Decline to vote.
Decline to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, consider approval of Governing Board Resolution 19-2005, approving the annual appropriations limits for the 18-19 and 19-20 GAN limits. Any staff report?
This is a constitutional requirement, and we're required to do it.
I'll move to approve governing board resolution. Oh, no, we don't have to. Never mind. Governing board resolution 19-2005, approving the annual appropriations limits for the 2018-19 and 2019-20 GAN limits.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Lempel, second by trustee Clements. Student preferential vote?
Decline to vote.
Decline to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item C, consider approval. I'm sorry, roll call. Thank you.
Matthew Balzariti.
Aye.
Colin Clements.
Aye.
Ann Bonilla.
Aye.
Sharon Lampel.
Aye.
David Pombo.
Aye.
Item C, consider approval of unaudited actuals, 18-19 year-end financial statements. Staff report?
This simply closes out the books, and we want to thank the budget team, Gloria for coming on board, Alvina, Carol, and the rest of the crew for finishing up the year.
With my sincere thanks to Alvina and the rest of the team for everything that they do, and welcome to you as well. I move to approve the unaudited actuals for 2018-2019 year-end financial statements.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Clements, second by trustee Pombo. Student preferential vote?
Decline to vote.
Decline to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item D, consider approval of Governing Board Resolution 19-2006 of intention to establish a community facilities district and future annexation area. Staff report.
So the formation of a CFD in neighborhood AB Evelyn Costa School, this is the first step of a two-step process. There'll be an election vote. You'll be approving the results of an election on November 6th. So we get this done in this meeting. The paperwork has to be moved through a process, and ultimately, after a 30-day mandatory window, the election results will come to you for approval, and then we'll have a CFD form. The CFD allows us to ultimately sell bonds to pay to build the school. So we strongly recommend, both for D and E, the support of getting the step one done.
Move to approve Governing Board Resolution 1920-06 of intention to establish a community facilities district and future annexation area.
Second.
Motion by trustee Pombo, second by trustee Lampel. Student preferential vote?
Decline to vote.
Decline to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Roll call.
Matthew Balzerini.
Aye.
Colin Clements.
Aye.
Ann Bonilla.
Aye.
Sharon Lampel.
Aye.
David Pombo.
Aye.
Item E, consider approval of Governing Board Resolution 192007 of intention to incur bonded and other indebtedness. Staff report.
Again, just another step in the first step of forming the CFD.
Move to approve Governing Board Resolution 19-20-07 of intention to incur bonded and other indebtedness.
Second.
Motion by trustee Clement, second by trustee Bonilla. Student preferential vote?
Decline to vote.
Decline to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Roll call.
Matthew Balzerini.
Aye.
Colin Clements.
Aye.
Ann Goodrich.
Aye.
Sharon Lampel.
Aye.
David Pombo.
Aye.
Information discussion, item A, San Joaquin County Annual School Boards Dinner. Staff report.
Thursday, October 24th of this year at the Brookside Country Club. We often have a big crew that goes in. I understand that you get an option for chicken, salmon, or ravioli for dinner. So if we would like to get to know who is going to be able to attend and what you'd like to eat.
I plan on attending. Chicken.
Chicken.
I plan to attend, and I also would like chicken.
I will also attend chicken, and I will be, and Ginny will go as well. Do you think she'll count that as our anniversary dinner? Or
Probably not.
no, probably not. Yeah.
The date again is October 24th.
24th.
I plan to attend and I'll have steak. Sure.
Yes, I plan to attend, and I will also have the chicken, I guess.
Don't mix these up.
Make it easy. Okay, item B, consolidation of District English Language Advisory Committee and Education Committee meeting dates. Staff report.
So simply to avoid confusion, because we fused two together, and we put forward those dates to get the board's feedback on, and so if those are good with the board, then we would like to formalize that. So you have the Education Committee on December 3rd and February 25th, the DLAC on September 19, which is tomorrow, and January 30th, and then the joint committee between the joint meeting between the two committees on May 7th.
I'm good.
I'm good. As a point of clarification, so I would go to the DLAC ones and the joint ones, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And we decided we're all gonna go, and that's that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna try and have only two people, but it's gonna be a nightmare, so we'll just go and roll with it.
So this is now everybody's, I'm confused.
Only if you're on those committees.
Oh, okay.
DLAC and education.
Right.
We're gonna have one joint,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Any other questions?
Well, so I guess I have a suggestion. In order to avoid a problem with the Brown Act, as long as the senior, the person that's already on the committee, so like trustee Bonilla, sorry. It's my first night.
Okay, it's new.
Trustee Bonilla would normally report in on DLAC. And so
Okay, that's
if the two, and I'm going to call it senior committee member for lack of a better term, if they're the ones that speak and the other ones don't, then we should be fine, right?
Yes. Sounds good.
There you go. All right.
Item C, AT&T Cell Tower Community Meeting.
So just wanted to give you a quick update and some potential dates if you are interested in attending. So we were given two options for the style of an event. So we would announce through our schools a discussion on the cell tower possibly being located at the high school and the football stadium. The two options was, one was kind of a town hall where they would get up and as experts talk and take a Q&A back and forth. The other would be where they had a series of tables set up and people could kind of walk to the table that they wanted more information. And so we wanted to bring to the board, knowing that this could be a hot button issue or it could be an issue that the community completely embraces. We wanted you guys to have an opportunity to give feedback about whether what you thought was the best, the town hall or the table talk?
I would prefer town hall.
Me too.
just so everyone can
That's
hear.
what I,
Yeah, yeah.
that way everyone hears all the answers to all the questions, because someone may have a question that I don't have because I don't know, I don't know what I don't know, but I would be interested in hearing the answer to the question.
Absolutely, I agree. I was thinking that. You need to take October 24th off as an option for dates, because that's the school board dinner that we just talked about.
Correct. So the two dates that will survive this this item are Thursday, October 17th, or Wednesday, October 23rd. We just wanted to throw that out if there was a significant interest from the board to attend. If not, Assistant Superintendent Sherburne will roll forward and identify a date and have the meeting.
I do have a preference. I was kidding about the anniversary dinner. Our anniversary is actually the 23rd, not the 24th. So my preference would be the date on the 23rd. But that being said, if that's the date that works, I will make it work.
And I will be in New York visiting Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and seeing my lovely Fiona on the 17th, so I will not be able to attend, but you are welcome to go ahead and hold the town hall without me.
I am good with either. The 23rd is my son's birthday, but he'll live all.
I'm good with either date.
I have a conflict on the 17th. 30-year anniversary of the Loma Prieta earthquake. So it's kind of a big deal for emergency services.
The preponderance of the conflicts are the 17th, so I think we should do it on the 23rd.
Okay. Thank you.
Your conflict was the 17th.
17th.
So one of the things we talked about is the age group. So obviously we would get the information out to the 9th through 12th graders, but and then we were talking about the intermediate kids as well and their families. We thought little people, it may be too far out in the future and the like. We were thinking about putting the information out through newsletters, anyone interested through that vehicle to get the invites out, and that was the audience.
I'm sorry, the audience is just going to be...
It would be the families of kids in the district.
K-8, K-12.
K-12, but we wouldn't really, the information would go out, but we weren't going to target kindergarten through third grade as a
Town hall.
I'm a little confused. We're not inviting all parents?
No. This is coming from me. There's a relationship between understanding what a cell tower is when I'm in high school and I'm a 5-year-old, that we were thinking we would target it and we would want to see parents of intermediate kids and up, thinking that would be the crowd would be more interested than primary. But we would put the information out through newsletters and the like.
My thought is that cell tower is going to be of interest to people that don't even have kids. They're residents in our district, but
Full blast is easy.
Agreed, yeah. I think that's... Because just from historically speaking, we're going to get some person of some group that is opposed to it and we need to be transparent with everyone.
Is there a location already?
I believe the discussion was the multi-use room at the high school. Is that correct?
Is there a desire by the board to live stream or record? And if so, can we do it? Could we do it if we chose to?
In here, in this building, yes.
Only in this building?
can't do it we can't live stream from the theater. We don't have the tech.
We don't have this technology at this.
Just ask.
Well, what about recording? Or perhaps we can at least have someone record
We could certainly record it. I don't know.
If we record it, can we post it on the website?
Yeah.
At least we can get the information out there
Yeah,
if they can't make it.
even if it's not live, at least it'll be available so that someone who couldn't make it and is interested could view it at their convenience.
Okay.
I think
Got
we have
enough?
a date, and we have direction, and we have mostly a location, and we're going to record it.
Very good. Thank you. Item D, first reading of updated board policies and administrative regulations. Staff report.
None.
Questions or comments? Thank you to the committee.
And I did get your email where you provided those to me, but I did not have a chance to review them, but I'm
You will
all
now?
over the next page.
All right. Item E, first reading of board bylaw 9100, annual organization meeting. So, all the bylaws are going to come back for a second read. We did a first read. We're still waiting. It's going to come back for a second read eventually. In the meantime, we got a policy update from CSBA for this specific board bylaw. So I would like us to do a first read now so we can have that come back with the other group of bylaws to do a second read altogether instead of having to do 2 second reads, if that makes sense. So there is a decision that we have to make on this. There's an option. The options are, so this is for the annual reorganization of the board, of the officers. And this talks about that the vice president can lead into the presidency the next year, or we can keep doing what we're doing now. There's also an option to add language that says no board member shall serve more than so many consecutive years in the same office. So to ponder on, and we can bring, and this will come back for approval. We don't need to make a decision now, right? We can bring it, we can make the decision with the approval? Okay. Any questions?
I do have a comment. Being in education for a long time, I don't like putting limits on the offices.
Fair enough.
I mean, I worked with a board president that was phenomenal for 16 years, and this person was doing such a great job that the board just kept re-electing him.
Yeah, I understand.
We kind of need to know what option now, so when we bring it back for a second reading at the next
Oh, we can
meeting,
have the approval.
we can have it already listed on there as revised, ready to go, and approved at the October 2nd meeting.
I don't, you had mentioned having it so that the vice president fed into the presidency. I think the board makeup could change, that person could change. Having a guaranteed path to the presidency, I personally am not in favor of that, but.
I would agree.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Option 2?
Yes, option 2.
Does anyone have an interest in, yes, establishing that a president can only be president for so many? Yeah, okay.
No.
Okay. I believe we have consensus. Okay, thank you. And I don't know what I just did to the computer. Oh,
You broke it.
I did. Moving on to calendar. Item A, Thursday, September 19th, DLAC here in the boardroom. Item B, Thursday,
Not in the boardroom.
I'm sorry, where's it at?
It's at the Lammersville multipurpose.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I just,
At Lammersville.
we get it right.
Item B, Thursday, September 26th, Facilities Committee meeting. Item C, Wednesday, October 2nd, Safety at 3:30. Item D, Wednesday, October 2nd is the next governing board meeting at 7 o'clock. In a moment, we're going to adjourn to closed session where we're going to discuss item A, Public Employee Discipline Dismissal Release Complaint. Item B, Conference with real property negotiators for 397 East Ramsey Drive in Mountain House. Agency negotiators, Superintendent Nicholas, negotiating parties, Mountain House developers, Camilos, Trimark, Shea Homes. Under negotiation are price, terms of payment, or both. Do I have a motion?
Move to adjourn to closed session.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Pommel, second by trustee Clements. Student preferential vote?
Aye.
Aye. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're now adjourned to closed session. Thank you.